Whoa, happy summer. The goddess is alive. I love doing that. Anyway, so, welcome everybody. It's so, we talk about energy here at Gathering of Light, and it's so important that we recognize energy. Big difference, right, from last week to this week? Energy, right? Last week, we had rain, it was cold, then all of a sudden the sun came out, hot. Heat came up, hot. It's different. It changes. The seasons change. And when she changes us. And we can either go with the change or fight it. Right? That's our biggest thing in life, right? Either go with the changes of our lives or we resist. And what happens with resistance?
Persistence.
Yes. Resistance makes persistence. And if we resist the changes and the movement and the things going on in our lives, we keep coming up against a brick wall. And it hurts. We cause ourselves the most trouble and the most hurt in our lives. All spiritual teachers have been trying to tell us that throughout history. And it's our turn to adjust with all of these things that come up into our lives. And summer is that time that the energy changes. So it changed this time of year when we do our solstice celebration. We have a lot of participation from everybody. Maybe you could yell out one word of what summer means to you. Swimming.
Fun.
Fun. Planting. Freedom. Gardening. Barbecues.
Blue skies.
Blue skies. Concerts. Motivation. That. Walking in warm, okay? Air conditioning. Running away. Yeah.
Growth of major plans.
Growth of the major plants. Yeah. But you recognize there is a change. Something different goes on. So paying attention to that and really working with that spiritually is really, really important. And like our Declaration of Intent talked about, was that idea of what happens is there's this lushness, there's this green, there's this energy that's out there, that to be a part of it instead of resisting it, to be a part of it, to go with it, and allow it to change us and to do different things. So what I really like to talk about at this time of year is that wonderful Marianne Williamson quote that seemed to have gotten to Nelson Mandela. I don't know why, but anyway. And that idea of, because this is our, the nemesis, right? The nemesis of change. What's the nemesis of change? One word, fear. Fear. It's fear. It's fear. Call it any other thing, it's fear. What am I going to be like? What is it going to be like? That holding on to the past. That idea, if I step forward into something new, is it going to be good enough? Is it enough? Like all those different things that come up to us. And the quote from Marianne Williamson talks about that our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Summer, and there's nothing about summer that's inadequate. That's why we run to the air conditioning. It's like passionate, it's there, right?
If it works.
Yeah, if it works. But our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Our deepest fear is to show up in life as we are. We avoid being ourselves. And in that avoidance of being ourselves, and we step out of that capacity to be that child of the divine that we're asked to be, to see truth, beauty, and goodness, to be open to spiritual principles and to live them to the highest ideal that we possibly can in our lives, and to be in that greatness. And we accept littleness, little by little, till it starts eating away at our very soul. So that when summer comes or something, all we do is, it's too hot. The concert's too far away. The barbecue, they won't have anything I have to eat. The big excuse for everything. There will be an excuse for life. And we just fall into that abyss. And And one of the things too that summer is really good for, if you notice, everybody comes together, right? Because there's this idea of like strength in numbers and pulling us all together to all these events, for all of this opening that's going on in this energy that is here for us, and reminding us that, you know, that together we are the light. Together we stand against the darkness. Together. That is so important. So she goes on to say, she says, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And that's why we come together, because it's easy for me to see your light, right? It's easy for me to see somebody else's light. It's also easier for us to see somebody else's darkness, right? Especially when we're kind of being judgmental to ourselves, right? Can't stand it anymore, let me project it out. But that's our fear, to be this. The summer is always that time. Stand in who you are. Both our idiosyncrasies or foibles and all the different things that go on. Stand, yeah. Somebody says something to you. Oh, you made a mistake. You did a horrible job on that. Yep. Okay. What? Defend. No, can't say that. That's not who I am. That's not about my... Nobody can tell you who you are. You tell everybody who you are. By the way you respond. By the way you react to situations. When you're comfortable, when you're grounded, when you're sure whose you are, no fair weather comment can knock you over. It's when we lose that, right, that we get all lost. And now a summer storm really knocks us out. And we go and hide. She says, we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? That's how we knew it wasn't Nelson Mandela. He was beautiful, gorgeous, talented, but did not speak that way. Have you ever heard the poem Invictus? That he held with him in the prison cell and changed his life through poetry. Look what we have. Look how we can change. We're giving the gifts. Internalize them. Allow them to come in. We were speaking earlier about how the sweat lodge is difficult and painful. And if you could get to that point of almost feeling like you're suffocating, you could be transformed and come out of it. Right? But we're, again, to face that fear, we're afraid of it. But our song reminded us at the other side. At the other side. All of our faith traditions are telling us at the other side. And you know, people get, oh, at the other side means after you die, you know, that's what heaven is. But then everyone's saying, no, we're making heaven here on earth. This is where it matters. This is where we want to do it. It is now, this time. Where is the heaven? Heaven in our heart. And he said, and that's where we are doing that. He says, actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. Your playing small doesn't, that you see the way summer comes in. It doesn't play small. And it's asking you not to play small. To live, to stand in your power, all that you are. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. People feel more insecure around people who are in fear. Right? People that have to tell you who they are all the time. People who are worried about fixing you all the time. People who are worried about... Nobody, you don't feel comfortable around that.
Yuck.
Right? You feel comfortable around someone who's just chill. Right? Chill. I remember one time we were at Chichen Itza. I went up the big pyramid there, right? In Mexico. And I had this reaction to heights, and I'm like climbing up this pyramid because my kids are there and they might get hurt. You know, the two younger ones are there. And our son Regis, he's just like running up like this, running down. He's running. But there, meanwhile, there's an ambulance at the bottom. Because people do fall all the time after this thing. But I'm like, I'm going to save my kids. You know, meanwhile, I'm like sweating, hyperventilating, not really doing a good job up there, but facing my fear going on. So I went up to the top of the pyramid there, and I'm like, I got to get down now, too. It's hard to get down when you have the fight thing. Sat and just meditated. I said, who am I? Whose am I? What's real? I'm sitting here. I'm safe. We are safe. This was really quiet. I got really quiet. Opened up my eyes a few moments later. There were other people sitting around me. They were like, you're so calm. We needed that energy to get down the pyramid. we got this, and we get this, and we get this together. You see the difference, that old adage of thinking that we have to guard and protect, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anybody, and that's what you say in this. It says that you were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within you. And that's summer. Summer is that reminder. The glory of the divine, right? You go to the beach, everybody's out there. People are out there, the sun is out there, the waves are out there. You're really participating in this the shining of the sunshine and the heat of the day. It's just glorious. And you are part of that. We are all part of this. And to live in this is what it is. It's not just in some, it's in everyone. And as you let your own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Right? And our light shining is an internal process. It's not an external process. I sat on the pyramid in quiet to come back to the light, to find the peace. And it shone out. And that's what we're asked to do. And when we're afraid to stand up to that, we are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates others. So that this challenge of summer, the challenge of summer is to get out and truly be who you are. To face your fears and do it anyway. To stand up in the midst of crisis or something else that's going on and say, how do I find my peace here? How do I find my connection here to myself and the divine as I understand it, and not to the circumstance or the situation? We get distracted by the circumstances and the situations and think, this is about my health, or this is about my family, or this is about my job, or this is about whatever. It's never about that. It's always about turning into your light. Those are all just stuff. Right? The light has come. The sun is here. Let it shine. The divine will burn away any of the fears you might carry. Hold you dear. Hold you close. Trust it. Allow it. And enjoy this beautiful summer. So it is.